What is up, VN owners? I am N-FullSend, and in today's content, it's not going to be that exciting to a lot of you, but it is something that should be done to keep these reliable on the road and down the track many years from now. So let's get right into it. So, what we're going to cover today is preventative maintenance. Yes, I said it, preventative maintenance. Y'all might just turn this crap off right now and be like, holy crap, why do I even follow this guy? Why do I sub this guy? But, honest, it really does make a difference. Because think of it this way, alright? Say you have a wiring harness just chafing through and cuts your lines. You're on the side of the highway, broke down, you have no idea what's going on. Take it to a shop, they're like, oh, you know what, we got to replace this entire freaking wire harness, which is going to cost you, hundreds of dollars. When, if you inspected it, thousands of miles before and put some like speed wrap, speed tape, F4 tape, whatever you want to call it, put it on there and it chewed through the tape instead of the wiring harness. I mean, that's like what, maybe $2, and now you're paying $100. Even oil, checking your oil is preventative maintenance. Checking your radiator fluid, preventative maintenance. Transmission fluid, preventative maintenance. Brake fluid, all your fluids, preventative maintenance. I mean, think of it this way. You don't check your oil, especially in a turbo car, you don't check your oil and you have a leak somewhere, maybe in your drain cap, your drain plug, sorry, and it's just leaking out slowly, but you don't really notice it because you just get in your car, you hop in, you drive down the road, everything's dandy, and then boom, you throw a rod, your engine blows up. What would that have cost you? Maybe 3 seconds of your time just to make sure everything is kosher. I know it's a boring subject, but honestly, it's going to save you in the long run. Trust me. So I'm not going to bore you with checking any of the fluids. I'm not questioning your knowledge or ability. I really don't want to do that. I've already checked my transmission, my oil, and all my fluids. That I have faith in you guys. You guys know how to do that. But what I am going to check is my catch can. I installed that months ago, and I just want to make sure that my routing is good. I believed it was good, but with anything, even engineers, top engineers, smart people, they engineer something, and then there's test and development, and then they have to research it, and they have to look at it, they have to inspect it. And it takes years to perfect something. So, with my simple routing, I want to check that and make sure everything is kosher. If it's not, then I'm going to address it. And then I'm going to save, whatever I spent on hoses. And, well, actually, the hose came with it, but, I'd have to pay for more hoses. My intake, that's new. I'm not going to inspect that right now. But later on, I will. Just because anything can happen. You never know. So I want to prevent it before something major does happen. And this is what this video is about. And this is the first time we're doing this together. We're going to inspect this whole system and make sure everything's good. Because if something goes bad, I want to know about it before it really does go bad. So let's get into it. Alright, first thing I'm going to do is check my mounting. My bolts that they gave me, make sure that they're still tight. I'm going to wiggle around the mounting bracket that they got. I'm going to just move it around just a little bit, see if anything moves. Everything looks good. That guy's not going anywhere. Yeah, it's really good. These look tight. They're not spinning around. We can go ahead and feel the clamps. They're good. I'm going to inspect for any leaks that are coming through. I don't see any drippage, nothing, so that's pretty sound and tight. And then I'm going to come over here to these clamps, make sure they're still on. They're good. And then down here to the manifold, that one's good. And now, you know, I'm just going to inspect the hose and see if there's any wear from routing. It is kind of close to the wiring harness here, so what I'm going to do is move that to the side, kind of look in there. There really isn't no rubbing there. I don't see anything. But what I do see right here, yeah, you see that right there? That's what I was talking about. That is where my engine cover is hitting. And this does vibrate, you know, on load. When you're going down the road, you know, it's going to shake. And that is what's happening right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have to modify that to prevent any more wear through this hose. I doubt that it's going to go all the way through, but I don't know that. So what I'm going to do is sand down my engine cover, and then, you know, where this is touching, I'm going to go ahead and just sand it down, modify a little bit more. So we got a hit there, and this is what I'm talking about. Preventative maintenance. It's boring, but down the road, it could. I don't think it's possible, but I am going to prevent that from happening. So I'm going to check this hose. We're coming over here pretty close to the our oil dipstick, but clearance is good on that. It looks close, but it's not rubbing. But what I am concerned about is under here where it's hitting. So I'm going to lift that up, and then, yep, see? Some rubbing right there. Yep, right there where my thumb is. A little bit. I mean, it's minuscule, but again, I'm going to prevent that. I'm going to look under here where the wiring harness is again. I'm going to rub it down, just see if it's a mark or not. Yeah, I think, you know, just maybe. Nah, there's nothing there. Nah. But what I am going to do is go ahead and take my inlet to my catch can from the PCV. And what I was talking about in my previous video is I said I might cut this shorter and then route it different. I'm going to do that. I'm going to put it on the other side of this for my engine cover, my lug here. I'm going to put this on this side, cut it. All right, I'm going to take this off, measure it. I'm going to route it right through here, and shave a little bit off the cover, and then maybe zip tie these two together, make this a little tighter. And you know, the angle that we have on a tack, that's not going to really matter. It's going to come right through here, so we're not going to be pinching it at a 90 and, you know, restricting any airflow. But that's exactly what I was talking about. So I'm going to get to that. I'll take you off camera. I'll route everything, and then pick you back up and show you how I routed it again. And either way, I mean, if you went ahead and routed all the hoses all the way through here, like, you know, just left the access and everything and went under without cutting, you really need to check it just to make sure that you're not chafing and wearing a hole through somewhere. Preventative maintenance, man. Okay, I'm back, and as you can tell, I went ahead and did the inlet. I cut off about 3 inches, put it on this side of the lug for the cover, which I modified again. I went ahead and put zip ties in these 3 locations due to the fact I went ahead and put a zip tie here between the harness, the inlet, and the outlet, so that it doesn't have the chance to actually vibrate against each, well, not vibrate, but, you know, move freely against each other. Now they're a unit, and that will prevent chafing. I did it here as well. I didn't cinch it too hard just enough to where they're not going to freely move around. And even though this was not a problem, it could be sometime in the future, so I went ahead and put a zip tie here with a wiring harness to the outlet. Went ahead and modified the cover to accommodate for the two hoses going through, and it fits really good. Cover is on, looks clean from the top, can't really tell. Obviously when you come over here to the side, you're going to notice, you know, that the hoses are going through, but no more wear. The clearance is really good on this. Get you in there. No more rubbing. Sanded that down. So we're good to go on that. And I will go ahead and inspect that a couple months from now just to see, you know, if there is any more chafing, anything going on under there. I'll give it a couple months and then I'll re-inspect it, you know, preventative maintenance. What I did do off camera though is I went ahead and checked brakes, rotors, underneath, you know, the common things that you would check. I do have 7,000 miles on this. Is that too soon? Not in my eyes. Anything that you can prevent from happening that you see, I mean, you're saving money. That's money in your pocket. You know, another good practice is to go ahead and wipe down anything that has a tendency to build up gunk, oil. Go ahead and check your battery terminals, you know, for corrosion, any of that. Clean those off. Anything with oil, really, fluids, just clean it down. And then, you know, if as you go and you clean it down, then your engine bay is going to be clean. You know, up in here you get dust, you get debris. If you park outside, I park in here. I don't have that much of an issue with debris. Another thing to check is, you know, your drain holes over here. There's one right there at the end of my finger. Say a leaf falls down in there and you got a bunch of debris plugging that up. Well, water will build up in there and you don't want rust. Rust is the devil to cars. So, you know, just go ahead and clean it out. You got another drain over here. There it is. Just make sure everything's clean. Next time you pop your hood, you can look down in there and be like, holy crap. You might notice something and be like, no, let's address that right now. And then preventative maintenance, dude. That's more money in your pocket, homie. And that means more money is more upgrades. And get these things faster, right? You know, this may have been a boring video content, but it's something that you really should do. I really sincerely like to help people out, and this might be just a light bulb saying, hey, you know what, I really should do that, just so that nothing down the road goes wrong and I'm just stranded. You know, come track day, you're going to have reliability. This thing is, you know, you're going to have explosions, you're going to have pops, you're going to have a blown hose, any of that. Just because you took time out of your day just to go ahead and inspect stuff. You know, I've been aerospace propulsionist for 12 years, which is a fancy word for jet engine mechanic. And we do this all the time, and it saves a lot of money. A lot of money. And, you know, again, that's more money in your pocket for upgrades, right? So, you may have found this video a little boring, but I'm just trying to get this content out there and honestly just help people out. As always, you guys drive safe and full send.